Hey lovies, this is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. I hope that you guys are all doing great on this Wednesday evening. Yeah, right, Wednesday. Um, so I felt inspired to go on because I was watching my girl Lati's reading a little while ago, and she said so many kind words, and also the message definitely was just hitting in general, like always. So I was like, ooh, I really feel like going on because like I was tired. I still am tired. Like I took a little cat nap and everything, but nonetheless, I was like, you know what? I really want to go on. Hi, girl. I hope you heard what I just said. I was saying I felt inspired to go on because of your reading and all those kind of things that you were saying about me and our relationship. So I'm very, very grateful and thankful for you as always. For people who start trickling in, check out my girl Lati from Tears and Wheat Tarot show. I'll be saying that throughout this reading because that is my road dog right there, my sister. Um, yes. And then ironically enough, as I was prepping, I was having major tech issues. How did you know that? Am I having tech issues now? Is this not working? Because everything that could go wrong right when I was about to start this started going wrong, and I was about to just say forget it. But I was like, nope, I'm gonna power through and I'm gonna still do it because I was ready to throw this phone across the. Let me know if if you can hear me okay and see me and stuff. Because that's weird that you asked me that because I was having tech issues before I started. But yeah. And then I was about to say like right before I was like finished prepping and stuff, that I saw Aya go on. Really? That's so weird. Hmm. Let me just see something. That was weird. Well, I was saying, yeah, there were some tech issues. Can you hear me too? Okay, good. There were tech issues right before I started, and I was almost about to just say fuck it and not even do it. But I was like, I'm gonna power through it. But it's just weird that you had said that because I'm like, the fuck. So between Canva acting up when I was trying to make a thumbnail and my smart TV was going in and out, and I'm just like, because I like to set the mood and put the music in the background or whatever. Um, so I rebooted that, and then like, yeah, I'm just like, this is some bullshit. I was about to be, I was getting so mad. Mikey would tell you. He probably was like, okay, mom, calm down. Anger problems much? No, let me stop. All right. So without further ado, for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. I hope you like what you see here and decide to stick around. And if you would like to hit that subscribe button, like button, all of those good things to help the channel. Also, chit chat within the comments amongst each other. Is a great way to build the collective. And for those of you who have already been rocking with your girl for a while, like my girl Lati from Tears and Wheat Tarot show, I did say something earlier, but apparently my sound was messed up, so I don't know if anybody was going to have a chance to catch it. But I was saying how I was inspired to go on tonight because of her, and her reading and her great kind words earlier during that reading. And yeah, check her out. That is my sister, my roadie. So without further ado, let's get started. I think I'm going to start with the Kipper deck tonight. Well, I also probably should just do a little bit of a intro of what this reading is about. As you guys saw, it's about divine timing, and the delays that maybe sometimes could take place, and why those delays might be taking place. When I looked up it, I did just see 444, which is about being in alignment, right? It's about your guides guiding you. So it's ironic that I happened to look up when I and saw that just now, but yeah, so I do feel guided to use the Kipper to start, and then we'll go from there. But I had drew up some questions for like a spread to do, and we're gonna just hop on in and get started. All right, so a couple more shuffles for the Kipper, and we're gonna get started. Spirit, only let positive energy into this reading for the collective. Show the collective what they need to see at this time for their highest good. All right, what's here on the bottom? Unexpected income. I can dig it. I'll claim that for myself too. Yeah, so we have unexpected income at the bottom. I'm just gonna get maybe like 3 from here, and then I'm gonna kind of tap into the questions that I have over here for like a 5-card spread, and kind of go from there. All right, Spirit. So what does the collective need to know at this time for their highest good? Clearest and most accurate messages, please and thank you. And we got 2 that came out. All right, we have community and house. Interesting. Let's get a couple more. And then I'll give a synopsis of where I think this might be going, because I have a little bit of an inkling, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Let's get a couple more. Poverty. And let's get one more. Maybe even 2. I'm actually getting drawn the call to draw 2. Let's get 2 more. They gave me exactly 2. Oh, they gave me 3 actually. Okay. We have main female here, and it came out along with unexpected income, which we saw initially on the bottom of the deck. It's here again, and child. Interesting. Those all came out together. Mature woman, concern, thoughts. I know I said that was it, but I lied. Courthouse. Interesting. So, expectation, coffin, some type of ending, and thief. Okay, so there's a lot going on already that I can tell, and I know that it's going to be different for everybody. So please take the messages as they resonate, because it's not going to fit for everybody who ends up watching. But what I'm getting so far is this. Just as a kind of a synopsis of what might be happening with a lot of you guys, or might have happened in the recent past, or something along those lines. Something involving what I'm feeling like is probably family dynamic. This could be with like your, immediate family. This could be with children. This could be with your own parents, so on and so forth. Aside from that, I'm also kind of getting, and I'm also like all fidgety for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on with me right now. I don't like this feeling. I don't know if it's because of the energy that I'm picking up from the reading, but it just feels off. And then like I was having all those tech problems in the beginning of the reading, so that's very interesting. And I cleansed twice, so that's very interesting. Yeah, it's like something with family. Like I feel like there might be people who can resonate with the idea that within their own family dynamic, people have been in their life who kind of take from them a lot. Because I did see the thief card too. Like people who just kind of constantly take, and this kind of lines up with what Lati was saying, like how there's people who might be in our lives right now who always come around when with their hand out because they want a handout. Hey, she is. I'm getting something like that, and like I said, this could be your own kids, this could be your own parents, so on and so forth. It'll look different for everybody, but it's almost like as you guys are kind of working on yourself, getting things in order in your life, it's like that's when this type of energy is trying to return, make a return, come back around. It's very interesting. If it's resonating so far, let me know in the comment section. And if you haven't done so already, hit that like button. We'll greatly appreciate that. And I don't feel good all of a sudden. Like this energy is really heavy. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm gonna push through, but yeah, I feel not so good all of a sudden. I was feeling just fine. Like almost as soon as I started reading, I just started feeling off. All right, Spirit. So let's dive deeper into this for the collective. A couple more shuffles. Queen of Swords. So yeah, going to have to start, using that sense of discernment, right? Being very concrete and honest with your words. With this Queen of Swords here on the bottom, some of you might have air in your chart. But yeah, being more just straight up, like honest with people and saying what needs to be said. I feel like there are people in your life that have caused some burdens. You're trying to lay those burdens down. Yeah, because they've cost you a lot of angst and like, see, I was saying anxiety. That's how I'm feeling. I feel off. I don't like this feeling at all. Middle of the deck, we have Nine of Swords. So, some of you guys might even be losing sleep over this. Yeah, no thanks. No thank you. All right, so let's ask some questions. So, Spirit, what has been delayed and why for the collective? What's been going on with the collective? What has been delayed and why? Now, keep in mind it might be different for everybody, but we are doing a collective, so it might be like an overall energy kind of thing. Take messages as they resonate. Don't take everything if it doesn't. Don't try to make it fit. All right, so we have, that's interesting. Knight of Cups is here. So for some of you, love might be delayed. If you haven't been dating or, you've been taking a hiatus from it or whatever. For others, this is interesting because I don't, like, usually when I see this cup, I automatically kind of go to love. But I'm also getting maybe creative expression of some sort too. So if any of you guys have been having like creative ideas or something that might be put on hold, maybe you got to work on getting those juices flowing again when it comes to it. Like coming with some ideas and whatnot. We have the Wheel of Fortune here on the bottom, but that is like basically saying like that karmic wheel is about to turn in a new direction. All those delays and stuff are going to start kind of lifting. Yeah, see, the reason why there's these delays is because there's some toxicity around. The devil is here on the top of the deck. So whether it's people around you or experiences that you dealt with in the past that, kind of are lingering, like the ramifications of those lingering around. But again, there's some karmic lessons and whatnot that need to be learned in order for that wheel to turn into your and turn towards your favor. You see how I'm fumbling over my words? You guys know I'm usually pretty, on top of it, but for whatever reason, I can't even get my words out the way I usually do. Yeah, so we have the Three of Wands in the middle of the deck, so kind of waiting for your, ships to sail in. Being patient and diligent when it comes to, and dedicated as well when it comes to that. But not only that, but also leaving things behind, right? Taking the like it comes after the Two of Wands, which represents choices. So being able to say, I'm going to actually make a concrete decision here and move in a new direction, leave everything else behind me. Very, very interesting. I'm also having like a little bit of heart palpitations. I don't know if any of you guys have been having like anxiety attacks or something lately. Let me know if that resonates. All right, Spirit. Well, with that said, what is the collective meant to learn at this time? What were they meant to learn? R/were meant to learn. For some of you, you might be on different parts of your timeline when it comes to this. So some of you this might be where like past energy, others is current. So again, take it as it resonates. All right, we got 2 cards. Okay. Yeah. So we have 2 of Cups here, along with the 7 of Swords. So those came out together as what you were meant to learn from all of this. We have 10 of Pentacles on the bottom, 6 of Swords on the top, and 7 of Cups in the middle. All right, so I'm kind of getting, this definitely has to do with like partnerships. So for many of you, it will be romantic. For others, it could just be people in your life in general. Because remember, I was saying I was getting family. For somebody, this is not going to resonate with everyone. Some of you, the family dynamic that you might have been dealing with or experiencing was like the mother or father of your child. You might have been married to this person, or like cohabitated with this person. Take it as it resonates and leave it if it doesn't. And there has been a big turn of events with you and this person that has led to all of this. You might have had to see things for what it really was. Like they might have been really sneaky and played a lot of mind games, and now you had to like kind of see past the fog to really be able to move forward. Because we do have that 6 of Swords there at the top, which is about, forward movement, and going from the rough waters to the calmer waters. 7 of Cups represents confusion, mental confusion, and then with that 10 of Pentacles on the bottom, that usually represents like, family and dynamics like that, especially with that courthouse card that showed up in the other one too. Somebody might be getting even like a settlement or something in court. Like they might be getting rewarded like spousal support or alimony or something, or child support. That seems very specific. That's not going to be for everybody. But take the messages as they resonate. But I would say the main thing that you were meant to learn here is just paying attention to the people in your life and the role they play, and are they trustworthy, right? Learning how to build trust with the right people and not just overextend yourself in that way. Really seeing, past the smoke and mirrors is what I just heard. Interesting. Let's see. What is the collective being protected from at this time? What are they being protected from? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Sheesh. I don't know if I'm going to take all of these, but let's see what came out. Oh, nope, I'm going to take them. I'm going to take them, I'm going to take them, I'm going to take them. The reason why I'm saying hell yeah, because look what came out. Ace of Swords. Yup, taking it. And it came out along with the 3 of Wands is showing up again officially on the spread, and it's in the reverse. So there's been delays, right, because of these things that you had to learn and deal with, right? But, and we have this card showing up again officially on the spread now. 6 of Swords, right? That's about, again, moving from rough waters to calmer waters. Things like kind of, that negativity being lifted, right? We did see the Devil card, and we were talking about, toxicity being lifted. I think this is a time for you guys to find a lot more confidence within yourself and your abilities. Some of you might have fire in your chart. Yeah, it's like as you see the truth for what it really is, like there's going to be a major breakthrough. You're going to get a lot of clarity. And like I said, you are also very much so protected. As I'm asking about what you're being protected from, the Ace of Swords was the first card that I saw out of that little pile that kind of spilled out of my hand. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have Ace of Cups. Wow. The Judgment on the top. And 9 of Swords in the middle of the deck again. So it's like I really am getting like Spirit is saying they want you, the thing that they're protecting you from is almost like, not to be funny, you're almost being protected from yourself. And what I mean by that is in the past you might have allowed, and we're not playing the blame game or anything like that, I'm just saying 2002 when I said this, Um, you know, in the past, perhaps maybe you know, allowed for a lot of things to take place um, in different relationships in your life, and repeated a lot of the same mistakes over and over again. I can raise my hand 2020 when I said that. For some of you, something could have happened in 2020. Let me know if that resonates. A lot of people had issues in that department of their life during that time, during the beginning of COVID and everything. So just saying, let me know if that resonates for any of you. But yeah, I'm definitely just getting like, oh, and ironically enough, with that judgment card, and then we have the courthouse. Judgment and justice kind of go hand in hand to me with the courthouse card from the Kipper deck. But anywho, so that's why I'm like, something could have been happening with like the courts for some. That's not gonna be for everybody, but for others, it's more just like, the higher power is casting down judgment and saying, okay, we're going to put this lesson into this person's life, you guys, and make sure that you find that sense of clarity when it comes to being able to see through the bullshit and cut through the bullshit. So this is definitely a testament and a test also of your own judgment and your strength. So again, let me know if all of that resonates. It's going to be different for everybody. So, take the parts that make sense to you and apply them. But if it doesn't, you can just still watch for entertainment purposes. um, Ooh, girl, I'm happy you were able to stop being a people pleaser in 2020, because Lord knows I'm still struggling with that. Doing better, but ooh, child. All right, tell us more. What energy or event might take place that will allow for the collective to kind of see movement getting ready to happen in their life? Movement in the right direction, movement towards new blessings, new beginnings. Whoa. All right. I just got a major ringing in my ear. And that was weird. Like, it didn't sound like normal ringing. It was more like a buzz. Like, how, like, if you sleep with your phone next to your head, and because I do it all the time, if you have your phone like on vibrant, vibrate. I don't know, I said vibrant. On vibrate, and it's like bzzz, like it was like that. That's what it sounded like in my ear. That was interesting. Maybe somebody's going to be getting a phone call or a text from somebody. Don't know. But yeah. I love that for you. She is. That's awesome to be able to have been strengthening your intuition and seeing things, past the veil, right? Interesting. Love for life. Hi, thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that very, very much. Okay, so what will possibly happen when it comes to when you'll start to kind of see some movement in your life in the stuff that we're kind of seeing, which a lot of you, it is going to probably be love related. It's not going to be love related for everybody, but I definitely feel like that's probably the main premise of this. Hey, Lovey, what's up? My other home skillet over here, Phoenix Phoenix Priestess. Check her out too. One of my sisters. So I got a couple of my sisters here, and some of my peeps that have been rolling and rocking with me. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Um, so we have the tower, which makes perfect sense, right? It's gonna be a big shakeup of things that are going to have to happen, right, and transpire in order for you to see those necessary changes in your life to start to kind of shift and change, right? I know that was a redundancy. But yes, some shifts and changes that'll, bring on new things and allow for you to kind of rebuild. And three cards came out together. We also have the Page of Cups, which is usually about some type of romantic gesture or love offer. It might be a small love offer at first, maybe a small date or something like that, along with the Seven of Cups. So you might have options, which is kind of nice. Good, that's awesome. I'm happy. I'm happy about that. And you know what's funny? I don't know. like if you just popped in, but if you didn't see the beginning, I did just say something about the courthouse, and I can actually show you some of these cards. I said something about the courthouse, and I was saying how I was picking up on for somebody. It could have been like earlier too, the house. And there were some other cards too that came up. Poverty. But the point is, like, I had started picking up unexpected income. I was saying that somebody might be getting ready to be like rewarded or awarded. Is it rewarded or awarded? Rewarded. Possibly. Like alimony or something like that. Yeah, there was there were some tech problems going on, so I apologize. That was just really strange. um, but yeah, and I had said that. Those were my words, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, we do have five of sorry, I was about to say five of pentacles. I think because I was thinking about that poverty card. Five of wands, so it's kind of like conflict and judgment. So that goes back to that courthouse card I was just talking about. Middle of the deck we have the devil. Yeah, it's like there's about to be the shakeup is going to be all this toxicity that we were just talking about kind of moving on, right? Moving on from it, moving on from the chaos and drama, all that bullshit, right? Practicing your best judgment here and allowing the Most High to also, kind of, help navigate you when it comes to getting out of those circumstances. Can we get a little bit of clarity on that? Huh. Sure enough. We have Ace of Pentacles here. Showing up. So we have three of the aces actually showed up. The only ace that didn't show up yet, like not all in the spread, but they have shown up. Two of them are officially on the spread, including the Ace of Swords, which is awesome. And we also saw the Ace of Cups. Do I have a big family? I would say, yeah, I do. I do. A lot of cousins. A lot of cousins on both sides. Like my grandparents on my dad's side, they had 7 kids. And all of them had on average like 3 to 4 kids. So yeah, I would say that's on my dad's side. I would say it's a pretty big family. But yeah, we have 8 of Wands here on the bottom, which is fast forward movement. And yeah, again, the devil here. You guys really are in the process of getting ready to move past a lot of nonsense that no longer serves you. There might be some kind of fast communication also getting ready to come in, and some choices to be made when it comes to that. Maybe for some settlement purposes or something for some of you. 2 of Wands here in the middle, so on and so forth. So let's see what else is going on. Let's see. So what might be waiting on the other side of this whole thing here? I'm gonna pull from the tarot, but I'm also gonna use some oracle cards after this to get some more insight as well, to kind of see what blessings might be ready to come in, or maybe any warnings and things like that that you guys have to be on the lookout for, so on and so forth. What's on the other side of all of this? 2 cards. All right, so we have the 2 of Pentacles here, along with the 3 of Pentacles. Interesting. Let's see what's on the bottom here. The Strength card, the Magician. So this is something that you might have been manifesting. And the 5 of Wands in the middle of the deck. What I'm kind of getting is maybe there's going to be some type of resolution when it comes to whatever the situation was, like an agreement or just finding some type of balance, like kind of leaving the drama behind, moving forward. There might be something worth celebrating. Interesting. I might look into that a little bit more. But it took a lot of strength and resilience for you guys to whatever this is, like to do this. Some tears were shed. It was not fun. This was not easy to, move away from, but you guys did what you needed to do to get to this point or get to where you're going, where you're headed, right? Let's clarify Two of Pentacles and Three of Pentacles, please. Thank you. Ooh, I like it. The Star. Aquarius energy. Yeah, that's why I felt like, you know, that how I was saying a little while ago, like I wasn't feeling so good all of a sudden, and then now I'm like feeling like weight lifted off my chest almost, like okay, that's done, like almost like that. Like, so they're definitely all kind of saying, you know, stay optimistic, right? And hopeful in your circumstances, because there is going to be some type of resolve. Um, you put a lot of time and energy into whatever this was, a lot of effort. We have the Seven of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Top of the deck, there we go. There's the last one, ace that I was talking about. Ace of Wands is here on the top of the deck. So, you know, it's going to bring on like a passionate new beginning in your life. You know, you're going to be able to kind of go full force into different things, whether it's in terms of your career. And I did say something about creative expression earlier, didn't I? I was feeling something about that too. Maybe changes in career, you know, and feeling more optimistic about doing something different in that area of your life, even. And the Magician again, manifesting. Any last messages from the tarot? And then we're going to look into some more oracle cards. If this message is resonating so far, let me know in the comment section, and or you guys can hit that like button. If you're new, I would greatly appreciate you guys subscribing. This card shot out. What is this? Okay, so we have the Seven of Wands here, which is about standing your ground, right? Standing firm in your beliefs, and really protecting yourself, right? The Hierophant, making sure that, you know, you stay in alignment with your core values and your beliefs. Don't let anybody try to knock you off your center in that regard. And we keep seeing this Eight of Wands here. I feel like there's going to be some type of communication, and now the deck kind of slipped. I want to see what this card is. Yeah, they're like, again, there was some sad points that had to happen to get to this point, but you are divinely protected, and things are about to start looking up for you guys. Yep, because you've let go of this devil, dingy ass, dust bunny ass energy here. Fuck out of here. We ain't playing those games. So that's it for the tarot part. And like I said, I wanted to look into some more oracle cards. So we're gonna pull from the tea leaf deck, which I really like. It kind of looks into different areas, not just one thing. But let's see what Spirit has to say when it comes to any other things you guys should know. Any blessings coming through on the other end of all of this. Any warnings, so on and so forth. So we'll get a few from here. And I got a couple of other decks too. All right. Mix them around a little bit. The deck is too big for me to shuffle. I've tried, and I'm like, they just fall all over the place. I'm like, I think the bag works for me. All right, so we have a few cards that kind of came out in a little clump, so let's see what they say. We have Quill, get back to the basics. Interesting. So maybe writing things down, planning. I heard the word foresight. You have Boot, increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. I got my boots on the ground. Seahorse, family matters. And ironically enough, that was like the first kind of energy we got in this whole reading. Wow. Bull, bullshit. do not back down from opposition. That was like that last card we saw, the seven from the tarot, the Seven of Wands energy. Don't back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. Some of you might have Taurus in your chart. I'm actually a Taurus North node. Yeah, so definitely standing up for self, right? We have spare, heartache over what you no longer have. So there could have been, a little bit of pain and, some suffering that has happened. But was this really a loss? In most cases, probably not. So it's like, now that this energy is going to be removed from you, it's going to allow for new things to come in, right? And they really want to make sure that you guys understand the importance at this time of, writing out some, thoughts for yourself, like, and ideas of things you would like to accomplish. We're approaching the end of this year very, very quickly, right? Maybe sitting down and saying, I'm going to accomplish these things next year, so on and so forth. Um, Financial planning, different things, affirmations, like whatever works for you. It's going to be different for everyone, but anything that kind of helps you kind of set your goals in alignment with where it is you're trying to go. All right. So I pulled a few more cards. We have barrel. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. To be honest, some of these cards I don't know if I've ever seen them at all, or I haven't seen them in a long time. We have rat. Someone working against you behind your back, so just be careful of that energy. And that's why they're saying, stand firm, right? Because look, we have four-leaf clover, great good fortune. So it makes sense, because we did see earlier in the reading, like, there's some struggles and stuff, and then all of a sudden, like, some unexpected income is going to come in. And that's why you have to be mindful of the energy around you. Arrow, you are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. So some of these tougher decisions that you might have had to make to get to where you're going right now, despite all the delays, there's about to be like this forward movement, like a trajectory of fast moving energy. We did see the Eight of Wands show up, like, it didn't show up in the spread, but it showed up like probably like 4 times or something like that. We have Ant, work, achievement, and success. Ooh, I like that. And not for nothing, as my girl Lati just said what she said, planning for the next harvest. The fact that ants are all about being prepared, right? They hoard food and things like that, right, to be prepared in their nest. And they always, they have like a hive mind in a way, not like bees necessarily, but like, if you've ever watched ants, like, literally, like, the song, the ants go marching one by one, you know what I mean? Like, that's like, if you ever actually watched ants, they literally do that. And they can lift, like, I think it's like, I could be making this part up, but like almost 100 times more than their weight, type of thing. Like, they're very strong. But the point of the matter is, they're very, very smart, and they work together, and they're always prepared. Always. They literally are prepared for a rainy day. So, it's good to be like that as well. So think like an ant. All right, these are the last ones I'm gonna pull from here. I said that before, but I lied, apparently. All right. Moon, changes in your life. I just said something about that not too long ago. Some major changes. Ironically, I was looking at the Moonology card when I was looking at all my cards. And I was like, should I pull from there? I was like, no. But then the moon is here right now. Flute, disappointment in a friend or a lover, right? That's very true. Like, we saw that energy. So some disappointments, but again, there's about to be a shift, a change in the wind, if you will. Table, hard work ahead. So they really want you to continue to be, diligent, work hard. Grapes, time to go out and have fun. Celebrate your victories, right? Do something nice for yourself. Pineapple, reconciliation, interesting. Not sure who that's with. Maybe some friends that you haven't seen in a while or something. Oh God. We have crib. So we have something about a child here more than once. Again, I don't know if some of you had a child with this person, or thought about having a child, or something, but it's not gonna resonate with everyone. But for some of you, this is like the mother or father of your child. For some, it says birth or conception of a child or an enterprise. I like that last part, or an enterprise. Now this seems a little like a warning for somebody. It could be the mother or father of your child trying to come back to reconcile, or somebody might try to come back for reconciliation and kind of give you like false hope about the child. That seems very specific. That's not going to be for everybody. You have dagger here: fear, worries, intense situations. Happiness, I like that. That's what I like to see. And short journey. So, of course. So for some of you, this person in your energy might be short in stature, or maybe you are. I'm not sure why I said that, but picked up on it. But anywho, not really an important detail or anything, but that's for some reason that stuck out for some reason. But basically, they also want you to know that this part of the journey was, it's not meant to last forever. Like this, it was meant to, provide you with a lesson that needed to be learned. Learn the karmic lesson, see that wheel turn in a new direction, and watch things unfold and happen in divine timing, which was the whole purpose of this reading. Especially when it probably comes to love. But in general, too, for some of you, it could be like you were dealing with financial issues because of this situation or this person that was in your life. And again, now they're like, things are about to start finding some balance. We have yin here, and between worlds. When I split the deck here, let's get maybe 3 cards from here. Just to get a little bit more insight. I'm gonna pull from 2 more decks. I'm gonna pull from one that has like some affirmations for abundance, and then maybe some timeline cards. I don't typically, considering this is about divine timing to begin with, I don't typically do timing cards, but I felt drawn to do that, so we shall see. I don't typically pull timing cards though. We have peace on the bottom of the deck here. So you guys are really trying to be at peace with yourself in your life right now. And as I say that, there's a siren going by. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but every time I do a reading, there's always at least one siren. That one's pretty loud. You guys might be able to hear that. The other night I did a private reading for someone, and I swear to you, like 3 different sirens went by, like back to back, and then like a car alarm. I'm like, what the heck? It was wild. All right. Building blocks. Yes, this is like giving me that tower energy I was talking about. Taking all of the rubble, right? Sorting through it and figuring out what pieces are you going to take with you on this part of the journey. You can't take it all with you, but you can definitely take those lessons learned, and keep building upon it. It's like a stepping stone, if you will. Yeah. And there's a lot of gifts that will come from this. A leg up. This is going to give you a sense of resilience. This is going to give you a sense of even pride to be able to say, I went through some shit, guys, but I came out on top. I beat the odds, and now look at me. Like, you're gonna have a story to tell that's going to be very insightful and enlightening and motivational too. Yeah, but you had to figure out that this situation was not for you, right? You had to maybe deal with some misfortunes and things like that, hence the poverty card that we saw earlier. But this was a part of the lessons that needed to be learned to help build you up. Let's get 2 more from here. Excuse me. So we have clean it up. So you're, cleaning up your life, right? All the stuff that, took place, you're allowing for there to be this, the sense of cleansing in your life. Removing, all the stuff that needs to go. Your own belief systems and attitudes towards things, your actions and behaviors, the people around you who no longer serve you, other circumstances that don't serve you anymore. Like, you know what those things are. They're going to be different for everybody. I keep saying that. I feel like someone's going to be getting a message from someone soon. Now, I don't know if it's a person who you even want to talk to, or it could be something like some type of long-awaited message or mail or something. So make sure you're on the lookout for, I just heard official mail, and then I heard something else. I heard postal service. But yeah, you know how like if you have a piece of mail that needs to be signed off on, try to make sure you're home if you know it's coming, or have somebody around. Fork in the road. That's about decisions. Go the distance. Yeah. Never give up on yourself. One more. Never give up on yourself. Keep on pushing. Keep on trucking. Resilience, my friends. Just like how earlier when it came to this reading, I was about to just give up. A bunch of shit happened right before I was about to start, and and then in the beginning there was tech problems. People were like, "Oh, I can't hear you," or "I can't see you." I'm like, "What?" That doesn't typically happen for me. But yeah, I was having issues with Canva. It was glitching out. My smart TV was glitching out. This was glitching out. I'm like, what the heck? What is going on? But yet my son's stuff that he's on right now is perfectly fine. I'm like, so it's not the internet, it's something else. All right. Did I use this word or this phrase earlier? People who were here from the beginning, let me know. Did I say something about a change in the wind earlier? If I didn't say it, I heard it. And I just didn't say it out loud. But I feel like I might have said that. A change in the wind. I know I said something about changes, but a change in the wind is here. And exchanging gifts is here officially on the spread too. I saw this earlier. I just didn't. It wasn't in the actual spread though. Huh, interesting. There's definitely some changes coming, guys, and I love to see that. And I do feel like you guys are gonna really be able to, have this sense of receptivity from the Most High, from the universe, whatever you believe in, because you've already put so much of yourself out there, and now you're finally going to get something back in return. Time to go. You guys did what you had to do. Removed yourself from the bullshit. And that's what's going to prompt all these changes. Because at the end of the day, holding on to whatever this situation or whatever was before, that was what was causing the delays at the end of the day. So we had yin and yang. Now we have yang here. Yin and yang. Balance. And by the book. Interesting. Some of you guys might be somewhat traditional with certain things and try to do things like, very concrete and, with a certain method to it or whatever. And I think now y'all are like, fuck that. Things have to be done the way that it needs to be done. One more. I know I said that was, oh, okay. Never ending story. Interesting. Yeah, I was like, same shit, different day. That's probably how it felt for a long time, right? You might even still feel like that sometimes, but, you know, because you've been doing what you need to do, things are about to start turning around in your favor. And ironically enough, the number on there is 37. That's about endings. Well, it adds up to 10, and that's about endings. All that glitters ain't gold, right? So maybe, some of you might resonate with the idea that, you've been in situations, especially romantically, when, a person portrays themselves in a certain way and you fall for it. That's what I was talking about earlier, like learning the big lesson I think for a lot of you is probably being able to see through the bullshit, you know, because people come in with this type of shit, all that glitters, right? And you have to remember not all that glitters is gold. So, sometimes it's just a bunch of bullshit underneath. You just have to know the difference. Deep knowing, right? Getting more in touch with your intuition, gaining a sense of knowledge and wisdom from these circumstances, especially with this having an owl on it and a moon too, which is also about intuition. So yeah. All right, let's see. I'm gonna pull from this deck probably like 2 or 3 cards, and then I'm gonna pull a few from the timing oracle. Take the messages as they resonate, because I do feel like, when we talk about divine timing, we really can't predict when things are going to happen, but it doesn't hurt to, get an idea of when something could possibly happen, or maybe to know that this is really your story. If, time frames that have occurred already show up in the reading, then you have more insight that this was your story. And didn't I just say something about receiving? Whoa, can't make this shit up. Every day, it becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan and to trust my inner guidance. That's from splitting the deck. Wow. Alright, so like I said, we're going to get maybe 2 to 3 cards from here. This is the Divine Abundance deck, which is like affirmations pertaining to abundance, an abundant attitude, welcoming in success and things like that. Not just money, but other blessings too. One more shuffle. All right, what we got? Grief. Good grief. Tears are what happen when the ice in the heart melts. I've got this ice box where my heart used to be. So yeah, some of you guys are going through a grieving process when it comes to all of this stuff that has been showing up in the reading. But I think that this is also a time, I did see the gratitude card while shuffling. Being able to have an attitude of gratitude despite these circumstances, and understanding that, you know, there is a silver lining, even if it doesn't feel like it. We saw a never-ending story, right? So some of you guys really probably feel like that, like, when are things going to get better? I get it, trust. You have right action. Whoa, what does that say? I don't know if I can read that. Aparigraha. Literally means let everything that wants to go, go. And everything that wants to come, come. We talked about letting go, right? And releasing. There's a particular card, though, that kind of reminds me of that one. I don't remember what it was. It's fine. But there was something that, like, kind of coincided with that a little while ago. All right, let's get maybe 2 more. And again, for those of you who are still here, if you haven't done so already, hit that like button if this message has been resonating, if you found it helpful. I really hope you have. Allowing, yes. Allowing flow, right? Radical acceptance says yes to reality in any given moment, so what's needed can come next. So as you accept things for what they are, accept the truth, see the truth for what it is, you know, taking the rose-colored lenses off and seeing things, you know, the way it's meant to be seen, you know, having that sense of, let's see if we can find the card. A lot of cards here now. Having that sense of clarity, right? Seeing through the bullshit. You know, it allows for, like, once we cut out all the nonsense that, you know, no longer serves us, that's when we're able to really have that sense of flow in our life and allow for things to come in that we've been waiting for, right? Yeah, I like these cards too. I haven't used these in a minute, but I do like these. I love the how vibrant and colorful they are. Not to mention they also have great messages on them. One more from here. Thank you. Signs. Okay. Instincts are the message from the inner divine. Yeah, paying attention to signs and synchronicities, right? You know, your inner knowing and inner knowledge. Receiving is here again. We saw that before. Flow. I said something about being in a flow-like state just a moment ago. Allow me, divine, to move with the flow and respond with calmness and peace. Nice. I like that. Middle of the deck we have inner child. You know, it's funny. When I was like trying to figure out what kind of reading I wanted to do, I saw the inner child deck that I have like kind of come across my head, and I was like, no, I think I'm gonna do something different. And then Spirit guided me to do this instead. But look at that. Allow me to give compassion and love to that little one. Maybe that's why that child card showed up too. Let me attend to its deepest needs and feelings. Interesting. Yeah, because we did have a child card that showed up. And then we saw another one in the other deck too. It said crib, the same energy. Alright, so for shits and giggles, friends. Like I said, I don't necessarily really believe in time frames in readings too much. I'm not saying that they don't exist at all or that people aren't ever accurate with it, but I do, because of the fact we literally are doing a reading about divine timing and letting, you know, divine flow and whatnot, kind of take its course and do what's necessary. We all kind of get a little bit, curious and want to know, when might certain things happen? Well, when I split the deck, we do have it's in the past. Yeah. Why? Because it was a waste of your time. That's just from splitting the deck. So, and the number on that other card that just now was 58, adds up to 13 endings, right? Death. I'm actually shocked the death card didn't show up. All right, let's see. So let's get like maybe 5 cards from here to close out, and then that'll be the end of the reading. I really hope that this resonated with you and that you got something out of it, found it helpful. Appreciate those of you who were able to tap in, even if it was just for a moment. And for those of you who end up watching at a later time, greatly appreciate you as well. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscription button and the notification bell so you know when I'm on. All right. We have going too fast, slow down, take your time. Yeah, and ironically, the number on here is 56. Adds up to 11. So that represents karma. So they're like, look, things are going to happen kind of in their own timing. I would not be shocked if there was a bunch of cryptic cards that come out of here and not any actual time frames, because that would be literally spirits like, ha 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 to me for even pulling these cards out. But let's just see what comes up. All right, Spirit, for some last messages for the collective. Let's see. Can we get any time frames of either what is coming in or like when things might come in? Some of the stuff we've seen in this reading, and or things that already took place so they have confirmation that this is their reading. Let's just get a few. All right, we got one. It's the wrong time, right? That's why they're like, there's some things that have to happen first. This was all about, trying to understand why there are delays and things like that. Bottom of the deck has decided to look. Let's see what it says. You have the power to create the timing by taking action. Very interesting. So in other words, we have more control over our circumstances than we sometimes perceive. So when we actually take forward action towards the things that we want, we could create our own divine timing. I like that. All right. Let's see. Maybe 4 more. Okay, for some of you guys, something might happen in the springtime. Next spring. That's nice. So you guys remember this reading come springtime. Let me know if any of these changes happen. Wow. Indecision is causing delays. So for some of you, we just saw something about taking action. So indecision, it could be one of the things that has been causing delays in your life. You see how they're not giving too many like direct answers when it comes to time frames. Some of it's kind of cryptic. The only one that we got that was like direct was next spring. Let's get like 2 more. I had a feeling it was going to be like that, honestly. Spirit's funny like that. They're like, we're not going to tell you shit. Especially if you're talking about divine timing. Like, you better trust us. And trust yourself. You're right. It's the right time to take action. See? Everything's about kind of taking control of your own life and your own opportunities at this time. Like, for instance, if you know you need to remove yourself from a toxic situation or something like that, or toxic people, keeping them around is causing a hindrance and it's causing delays. 1 or 2 more from here. They gave me exactly 2. All right, Spirit, thank you. So for some of you, something could happen in January. Or it could have happened in January already, or January could be significant. And we also have give it time, it's in the works. So something is in the process of happening. They want you to make sure that you never lose sight on that, because sometimes when life is happening and life be life, and we just kind of lose sight of the blessings that could be happening, or we lose hope and faith. but they want you to make sure you maintain that. Bottom of the deck, it's happening now. See, it's in the works. It's happening now. Yeah, interesting. Amazing chemistry, terrible timing. That's not going to be for everybody, but for someone, there could have been a person in your life, in particular, romantically, probably, who there was great chemistry with, but the timing just wasn't right with that person. So you never know what can happen down the line when the opportunity. Maybe that's why reconciliation came out. Interesting. The plot thickens. And sometime in the future, yeah, like I said, like they're like, we're not gonna tell you too much. Okay, I'm nosy. I want to see one more. um, but yeah, interesting. Hmm. It's time to let go. See, that's where it's funny. All these cryptic ass answers. I knew they were gonna do that though. Ooh, something for some of you might happen during the next full moon. I'm not sure when the next full moon is, but you could look it up online and see, or if you have like the moon, one of those like moon apps on your phone, moonology apps. I don't keep up with this enough. I need to start though, because I do find it fascinating. Um, for some of you, something either happened this past June or something might happen in June of like next year. I know that sounds like a very long time, but time goes by so goddamn fast. So, just saying. Um, some of you might either live in a woodsy area, like with a lot of forests and things like that, or you like to spend time in that kind of scenery. You might be called to spend time in the outdoors. I know for some of us it's getting kind of cold where we live, so it's kind of hard to do that now. But before it gets very, very, very cold, this might be a time to kind of take advantage of that. So, nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I appreciate you guys for being here. And yeah, what time is it? Almost 9 o'clock. I'm gonna have me a THC seltzer, and yeah, I'm gonna unwind and bring my black ass to sleep. So I love you guys, and I greatly appreciate all of you for tapping in. So until next time, I love yous. Mwah. Bye.